Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the news from SABA satellite channel from Marib. Here are tonight's top stories.
PLC member Tariq Saleh discusses Red Sea security and bilateral cooperation with German ambassador.
National Commission for Prisoners and Detainees warns of imminent execution of 32 detainees by Houthi militia.
UN Security General warns escalation in occupied Palestinian territories undermines two-state solution and regional stability.
Welcome back, and to the details. Presidential Leadership Council member Tariq Saleh met on Wednesday with Germany's ambassador to Yemen, Thomas Schneider, to discuss the latest national developments and ways to strengthen bilateral relations and coordination on issues of mutual concern. The meeting reviewed political and military developments, particularly the threat posed by the Iran-backed Houthi terrorist militias to international maritime security in the Red Sea, and the repercussions for Yemen's peace prospects and the global economy. Saleh reaffirmed the Presidential Leadership Council's openness to a just, comprehensive and sustainable peace based on agreed references, stressing the need for international community to deter Houthi threats and risks. For his part, the German ambassador reiterated Berlin's support for the Presidential Leadership Council, Yemen's unity and stability, and Germany's continued backing for UN-led political efforts and humanitarian and development assistance.
Presidential Leadership Council member and Governor of Hadramaut Salim Al-Khambashi met with Major General Abdul Majid Al-Amiri, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Interior for Civil Services, to review the latest security developments in Hadramaut Governorate. The meeting discussed the efforts of police and security agencies, required security interventions to enhance public safety and stability, and ways to strengthen coordination and integration among security and police units to protect citizens on public and private property. Al-Khambashi stressed the importance of supporting and developing the security sector, enhancing institutional and human capacities, and reinforcing state authority and the rule of law to achieve sustainable security and create a safe environment for stability and development in Hadramaut. For his part, the Interior Ministry Under-Secretary praised the local authorities' efforts in maintaining security, reaffirming the Ministry's commitment to supporting security agencies and improve services provided to citizens.
Prime Minister Shaya al-Zindani received today the Libyan ambassador to Yemen, Idris Abu Bakr, who congratulated him on his appointment as Prime Minister and his mandate to form the new government, wishing him success in carrying out his national responsibilities. During the meeting, Prime Minister al-Zindani praised the brotherly and historic relations between Yemen and Libya, stressing the mutual keenness of both sides to strengthen cooperation across various fields. The talks also addressed ways to develop bilateral cooperation in a manner that serves the shared interests of the two brotherly peoples, while emphasizing the importance of coordination and consultation in regional and international forums. The meeting reflects both countries' commitment to enhancing diplomatic ties and advancing joint cooperation amid regional and international challenges.
Prime Minister Shaya al-Zindani praised the pivotal role of the Saudi program for development and reconstruction of Yemen, describing it as a model for advanced institutional development with tangible impact across vital sectors, including electricity, water, health, education, and transport. The Prime Minister met today with Hassan Al-Attas, Assistant Supervisor General of the program, to discuss coordination mechanisms for ongoing projects and the new aid package worth 1.9 billion Saudi riyals. Zindani emphasized that this support reflects the brotherly and the steadfast stance of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, led by King Salman and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and contributes directly to economic stability and alleviating the suffering of the Yemeni people. The meeting also reviewed progress in ongoing projects, coordination to accelerate new initiatives in essential sectors, particularly electricity, and alignment of programs interventions with government plans to improve basic services and strengthen economic stability. Al-Attas reaffirmed Saudi Arabia's commitment to continuing support for Yemen, focusing on strategic projects with long-term impact that enhance institutional resilience and essential services.
Minister of Interior Major General Ibrahim Haidan met with a delegation from the Office of the UN Special Envoy for Yemen, headed by the envoy's senior military advisor Anthony Haywood. During the meeting, the Interior Minister reviewed the ministry's efforts to maintain security and stability in liberated governorates, highlighting the role of security agencies in addressing current challenges and enhancing maritime security, despite ongoing threats posed by terrorist groups. Minister Haidan noted that support from regional and international partners has helped overcome many obstacles, stressing the importance of unifying efforts to confront the real threat to security and stability, represented by the Houthi terrorist militias. For his part, the UN envoy's senior military advisor said the international community is keen to see improved security conditions in Yemen and to support efforts aimed at strengthening security and advancing peace building.
Yemen took part today in the 117th session of the Arab League's Economic and Social Council at the senior officials level, held at the League's General Secretariat in Cairo. The delegation was headed by Mohammed Al-Humaydi, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Industry and Trade for External Trade. The meeting discussed a range of priority economic and social issues, including follow-up on the implementation of the decisions from the previous session, a review of the General Secretariat's activities, and a proposal to establish a new Arab mechanism to address urgent needs. Discussions also covered the economic and social agenda of the 35th Arab Summit, scheduled to be held in Saudi Arabia in 2026. Developments related to the Greater Arab Free Trade Area and the Arab Customs Union, investments in Arab countries, and the establishment of an Arab Ministerial Council for Artificial Intelligence.
Yemen's National Commission for Prisoners and Detainees has urged the international community to act urgently to stop what it described as an imminent massacre planned by the Iran-backed Houthi militias through death sentences against 32 abductees, including former U.S. Embassy employees and staff of international humanitarian organizations. In a statement obtained by Yemen's news agency, SABA, the Commission warned that the Houthis are moving to swiftly carry out the executions following what it called a sham judicial process, stressing that the rulings are legally void and constitute war crimes. The Commission said the sentences were issued between December 27, 2025 and January 31, 2026, shortly after a prisoner exchange agreement was signed in Muscat, describing the move as a blatant challenge to humanitarian efforts. It linked the rulings to incitement by the Houthi leader, warning that targeting humanitarian workers violates international humanitarian law and threatens aid operations relied upon by millions of civilians. The Commission called on the UN Security Council and human rights mechanisms to intervene immediately, hold the Houthis fully responsible, and ensure the release of all detainees facing execution.
The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has warned that the continued deterioration of the situation in the occupied Palestinian territories poses a serious threat to regional stability and the prospect for peace, stressing that the inalienable rights of the Palestinian people must be realized without delay.
The inalienable rights of the Palestinian people, including the right to self-determination, must be realized and respected, fully, consistently, and without delay.
Guterres said Palestinians in Gaza continue to endure severe humanitarian suffering, noting that more than 500 Palestinians have been killed since the October agreement.
In Gaza, Palestinians continue to endure grave suffering. Since the October agreement, more than 500 Palestinians have been killed. I urge all parties to implement the agreement in full, exercise maximum restraint, and comply with international law and UN resolution.
The Secretary General also warned of the accelerating pace of settlement expansion, demolitions, and displacement in the West Bank, describing them as illegal and a serious blow to the viability of the two-state solution.
Gaza is and must remain an integral part of a Palestinian state. Excellencies, In the occupied West Bank, relentless illegal settlements, expansion, demolitions, displacements, and evictions are accelerating. More than 37,000 Palestinians were displaced in the West Bank in 2025 alone, a year that also saw record high levels of Israeli settler violence.
Guterres reaffirmed his full support for UNRWA and urged the international community to intensify political and humanitarian efforts to uphold Palestinian rights, end the occupation, and pave the way for a just and lasting peace.
This has been the news from SABA Satellite Channel. Stay tuned for updates and have a good time.
Have a good time.